very evolved kind of group. I want some more materialistic answers. Anyway, you're not wrong. You just answered my question, which was supposed to come later. But anyway. Simple thing. Happiness with material things. If I get the whole thing, I'm supposed to be happy. And if I share it, that thing sort of gets divided. I'm supposed to be miserable. I'm supposed to be. And that is the reason why, whether it is money, whether it is power, whether it is land, whether it is anything, my materialistic mind just goes after it, and I want the whole thing myself. This makes sense. This is pure logic. There's only some flaw in it. And the flaw is, the more I covet, the more I succumb, I fall victim to something called greed. In the Bhagavad Gita, a very simple kind of explanation is given. If your material desires get fulfilled, you get greedy, you want more. And if they don't get fulfilled, you get angry. Why? Especially, our mind say, okay, if it is not for everybody, then I'm okay. But why? If somebody gets it, then I'm really envious. There is an old Indian story of a hunchback old lady. Have you seen hunchback? But you know what I mean? The back is like, it's painful. So this lady was asked that it must be painful, right, to be walking with your hunchback? She said, no, it's not that painful. But when I see everybody walking straight, it really hurts. So the pain is not in my back. The pain is in my mind here. I don't like to see others walking straight. Plus, as we are talking of this concept of pain and misery, and how we can use spiritual discipline to transcend it, I'll come to this definition of what do you mean by transcending. This was a Japanese school documentary film. They had this vaccination program, inoculation. And this chubby 6-year-old school children in Japan, and the doctor comes, and they don't know what's going to happen. So the first one is called. Why the first one? Maybe he was sitting in the first bench. So they roll up his sleeves, and they put some antiseptic or whatever. And you know what happens? When you put that alcohol-based antiseptic, it cools. Your body feels cool. So you are like, and then, meow, that needle goes in, and he's like, oh! And the rest of the kids, they are surprised. What happened to him? He was like fine 2 moments before. Why is he howling in pain now? And he's like, ah. You know, kids, when sometimes the pain is too much, for some time, sound doesn't come. And then, after 5-6 seconds, the real kinetic energy in the form of sound is released. Anyway, so the first guy is bawling like anything, and the teachers are saying, okay, they gave him some toys to play. Second one, third one, fourth one. Still, they are not realizing that all of us have to go through this. Those who have not yet been punctured by that needle, they are still happy. So the 10th one comes in bawling, and what happens to the first one? He starts smiling. Because now his pain has reduced a little bit, and he's seen others in equal pain. He says, good. So all of you are also suffering in the same way, then it is no problem. This is another thing which the Vedas bring forth. What do you mean by misery? What do you mean by misery? It's very subjective. Very subjective. How many of you have been to India before? Quite a few. Do you know of the rivalry between India and Pakistan? Little bit at least. Okay. Especially in the game of cricket, it is very intense. So, I'm not supposed to be keeping any interest in these worldly matters, but I do get affected. I'm sorry to say, after 25 years in the yoga discipline and trying to say I am transcendental, I am not the body, I am something else, but still the mind pulls you down. So previously, I remember in my school days, there would just be a few announcements in the papers that there is going to be a cricket match or this or that. Now, I don't know whether you are from all are from Europe or America. Okay, you have any intense sports rivalries there? Not so many, right? Few maybe. Can anybody name a few intense rivalries in the Western Hemisphere? Yes. Okay, that's baseball. Big time rivalry. You could be upset